What I like to have right now is for all you highly emotional, highly sensitive, grown boys and girls of society to exit my channel as I speak to mature adult men and women on topics you get triggered on and are sensitive to. And with that being said, the title of this video is called You Better Know Who It Is You're Lying Down With. In my opinion, the dating apps started becoming very popular in 2013 with the whole hookup culture. But I know for some, like myself and others, already knew that there was no need for the dating apps for people to hook up. They were doing that long before dating apps even came about. The dating apps just made it worse. That's all I gotta say on that. But this act of the hookup culture, some may know this, some may not know this, but for those who truly know what's going on, is that there's been a surge of very wicked things that has happened with random people linking up together, hooking up together. Both the male and the female are very unaware who this person is, where this person comes from, and what this person is truly about. In most cases, people who carry a certain type of energy, spirit on them that is negative, that is wicked, that is downtrodden. These, to me, as well as people know this, these are considered succubus and incubus. When you associate yourself with these type of people, when you lie down with them, after a while you begin to feel mentally and physically drained. Some people develop certain symptoms. Your hair starts to fall out. Your teeth may fall out. Your skin is not as supple and firm and tight as it used to be. Now it's dry, somewhat sagging. You have to know these type of symptoms when you are in fact engaging in sexual activity with one of these individuals who may not be right for you. But you think it's okay because you're having fun, right? But we know there's always a negative outcome to all this. You have taken on the aura, the energy of this individual who may in fact been truly wicked, demonic, downright evil. You have literally taken on this person's energy. They have transferred this negative energy onto you, and they have collected what positive energy you may or may not have had. In some cases, in most cases, some people don't know any better, and they end up transferring their energy, their spirit, onto this person who's very wicked. And now, a person like you who was once upbeat, positive, very optimistic, having good fortune, being blessed, now all of a sudden everything has gone to shit. You no longer feel blessed. You no longer have a positive outlook on life. You're no longer one who's very optimistic. All that energy in which that evil male or female, grown boys and girls, and yes, in some rare cases, you have a few men and women, will now take on your energy, and you will have that negative outlook in life while they are now the positive, optimistic, and blessed one. You have to know these things because this is very serious. You need to know exactly the males, especially the females, who it is you are having sexual relations with. There's a switch off. You will in fact take on this person's spirit You may have never had anxiety. You may have never been mad before. You may have never been angry, always emotional, worried, having anxiety, being very impatient, thinking the worst of life and people, feeling sad, inflicting self-harm upon yourself. You may not have never done any of this before meeting this male or this female, but now all of a sudden, once you have lied down with this individual maybe 3 to 5 times, 7 to 10 times, whatever, now you are developing these type of symptoms. Very emotional, radical, sensitive. Yes, this is one case, as well as the other case where there are these grown boys who are raised by mama. We already know they take on her spirit, but we're talking about sexual energy, sexual spirits, sexual auras in which people possess that can latch onto you and have a very either positive or negative effect. This is very serious when you are picking someone to bed down with. Very crucial. Very crucial. For the ladies, let me not call them ladies, some are not ladies, but for the ladies, you should be very cautious on who you in fact bed down with, because you may in fact be lying down with a low-key homosexual, a murderer, a thief, someone who is a pathological liar, one who does black magic, one who is in fact a devil worshiper, and the worst of all, one who touches children. You can in fact be bedding down with a male, a nasty, wicked spirit male, who is all in what I just said right now. And more things that I probably haven't even named. You need to understand that this is very serious. You bedding down with 5, 10, 15, 20 males and thinking everything is all hunky-dory. Do you realize that you take on the spirit of that man forever? Whether you are using protection or not, you are still taking on the spirit of that male, that grown boy or that man that you may in fact associate and deal with, whether you are dating, have a full-fledged relationship, or married to. This is why a lot of problems occur within relationships with both the male and the female. The male particularly deals with the modern day female and her modern day ways of being radical. Some may not understand why she's so radical in some cases, because she is doing things that are very wicked. Bedding down with tons of males. That's number one. Participating in drugs and alcohol. Doing all these hallucinating drugs. She think it's funny. She think it's fine. She think it's okay. When you do these type of things, you are opening a gateway to many welcoming evil spirits to enter your body, and you are now playing host to these spirits. A lot of males are dating these modern day females. One day she can be okay. Within, a few minutes or so, or an hour, or the next day, she can be acting like something jumped in her. Nothing has jumped in her. She's had this spirit in her from the previous guy, from the previous guy, from the previous guy, from the previous guy, and so forth. One day you could be dealing with this guy, and this, or the next day you'll be dealing with this guy, because she's taken on the spirit. This is why it's very crucial for a father to play a role in his daughter's life choices. when it comes to when it comes to picking the right man and not grown boy. See, once you have control on who you lie down with, that equals chaos, ladies, females, grown girls. Let me not call the grown girls ladies because we know they're not that. But for the women, I'll call you ladies. You need to understand that you need to take caution and know who you're dealing with. You can be dealing with someone who is what I just mentioned right now: a murderer, a thief, a homosexual, a bisexual, one who likes to touch children, one who practices black magic, and a pathological liar. Now, for the females, when you are acting on such behavior like this, you are in fact rotting inside, literally rotting, and it won't get any better. It won't, because you are allowing certain individuals to enter you, and you don't know where this deviant male has been. That's why you always ask questions. Always ask questions on where and who this individual is. For the males, when you're dealing with a modern day female, hopefully she's a woman. Let's not hope she's a grown girl. And she can very well be a thought, right? A stripper, a lowlife hooker, prostitute, or a high-end escort. There are differences between a hooker, prostitute, and a high-end escort. Hooker is the lowest of the low. A prostitute is, as they say, some type of mid-tier, just under a escort. They're all the same. They're getting paid money to do you a service. Multiple spirits in these kind of deviant females. You could be dealing with someone, a female, who's probably been in gangbangs, or as they say, been lined up. Do you really want to fool with someone who's been in that type of circle, affiliated with some type of gang, and she had to get lined up? I know a lot of you males today are very desperate and horny and lonely, and you'll bed down with these individuals I just mentioned. She can, in fact, practice witchcraft, voodoo. She can very well be a murderer, just like on the male side. You better understand and know who it is you're dealing with, fellas, because she can be all these in which I mentioned, especially that thought and a stripper. But again, you're so desperate, lonely, and horny, you'll go ahead and date this thought and date this stripper. That's why when you are bedding down with her, you become highly emotional, radical, and very feminized. And you'll be a feminine, masculine male because she possesses masculinity in her by the multiple males she has, in fact, bedded down with. You don't care, right? As they say, as long as you're getting your dick wet, right? That's what you say all the time, grown black boys, as well as the white boys, Latino boys. You say that shit too. All these males today, very large number of them, beta males, cucks, simps, wimps, punks, willing to belittle themselves just to get with these individuals I just mentioned. Are you really willing to lower your standards and get with one of these individuals who are what I just mentioned, you really want to get with the stripper? One who's been gang banged? One who's a low-life hooker, prostitute, high-end escort? You know, a lot of these guys today are married and in relationships with all which I just mentioned right now. But he'll lie to his homeboys, his friends, his colleagues, and say that he met her at a coffee shop or some type of rave party or whatever, some type of concert, but knowing damn well he fell in love with a hooker. He fell in love with a prostitute, one he kept seeing every night. You know, the whole pay for play type of nonsense that you guys like to engage in all the time. You know what you do. I know what you do. I'm not stupid. I know a whole lot. But I just don't say nothing. I will start saying though in the future when I make videos, when I have the time. But you have to understand that you engaging in sexual activity with these type of females, she's leading you down a path of pure destruction and chaos and death. You should know that. You should know very damn well, females, your turn now, that when you're associating yourself with this so-called alpha male, which is all a outside image, you know, we already know he's not an alpha male because he think in his little peanut brain he is, but he's really not. You may think he's some type of man's man, but you don't even know the dark secret that he has. Excuse me. Something he's never told you before, that he's maybe robbed someone, or stabbed someone, or murdered someone, willingly, not in the way of self-defense, but he did it purposely. That he's touched underage children because he's demonic like that, because he's wicked like that. Some grown girls and a couple of women know the actions of their husbands and their men in which they did in the past, because he broke down one day and cried like a little bitch to her and told her certain things. This act in which you don't know, you should know. You should vet this male. Fellas, you should vet this female and know, thoroughly know. And if they get offended by you asking tons of questions, just drop them like a bad habit. Another wicked spirit that both this male and female that you don't know that you're dating and think that they're perfect, they can have another spirit on them. That's the spirit of STDs. Yes, there are a lot of male and females today with a large range of STDs they have had or have. From syphilis to gonorrhea, the chlamydia, the herpes, to even HIV. There are videos right now on YouTube where you have females, one in particular, some biracial, I think she's mixed, light-skinned female who's living with HIV and has a boyfriend. You already know what he is, right? You already know what he is. To each his own, as they say, but in my opinion, I think it's not right. I think it's dirty, and I think it's wicked, because you are accepting the fact that she may or may not have been promiscuous. You know the whole background story of, I got with a guy that I didn't know had this. She knew, or he knew, if he caught it from a female. Don't fall victim to this, men and women. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, and know who it is you're dealing with. Because without asking questions, you'll never know the true, authentic answer. And you will, in fact, be down in the dumps and be a host to multiple spirits. This person put on you. People may not believe this is real, but it is real. It is real. Even people you associate with could have multiple spirits on them and wickedness on them. And they want to talk to you all the time, want to take up your time, want to be around you all the time because they're trying to release what evil wickedness they have on them onto you. And once they get that good feel factor or that feel good factor that you may possess, they'll take it and run. Don't get caught up in this type of bullshit. Be smart on who it is you're associating yourself with, and be smart on who you are having sexual relationship with, because it can be very detrimental to your mental and physical health. If you guys have anything to say, just drop it down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.